Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to this very exciting segment and a very, very exciting time of the year as well. Well, Tanvi, first of all, before we begin today's program, wishing you all the very best for Diwali.
You too, Umeshi. Very, very happy Diwali. And everyone over there, it's really nice to meet you all actually on Diwali Day. That's quite exciting. I hope you all are, making a lot of preparations and getting ready to fly to India as well to see your loved ones. So there are so many good news and so many amazing news we're going to share today. So Diwali is a symbol of hope for humankind and may it bring universal compassion, inner joy of peace, love, and awareness of unity to all. So very, very happy Diwali, everyone.
And very happy Diwali to everyone as well, because you are joining in on a very, very auspicious day. And hey, guess what? This Diwali has come with a lot of gifts for you, and it has come with well wishes. In Hindi it's called Subhkamnaएं. So, it's come with lots of well wishes. With that, we'd like to welcome you to our episode number 55. So then we're moving on with this. So what are the updates for domestic Australia?
So many news as well, guys. Domestically, as Messi rightly mentioned, that there are so many things happening, and it's all coming with good wishes. Internationally as well, there are so many amazing news. So let's start with domestic. So the first one, start with Destination Gold Coast. They pleased more than 7 million will be injected to the city economy following the sale of 60,000 Play Money Rewards voucher over the last 2 weeks. So that's really going to be amazing that, it will be floating all around the businesses, and tourists will have a lot more options as well. And yeah, that's really amazing. Next is from New South Wales government. They have also announced more than $8 million in grants program to accelerate the recovery of the state economy. And there'll be once again so many amazing things to see in New South Wales. And I'm sure you guys must have got the vouchers throughout the year in last 20 months. Pretty much all states have those vouchers, and still they are available. So please look for those. And there are a lot more coming up soon as well. Next is from Western Australia. So they will actually tighten, its borders, so border restrictions requiring anyone entering from New South Wales, Victoria, and ACT to be fully vaccinated from Friday onwards. So the state premier released a statement about the change over the weekend, and it's stating its belief that a fully vaccination requirement to travel interstate will be the national normal. So if you have not vaccinated yet, once again, please, get yourself fully vaccinated, because as is that, it's going to be national normal that you should have a, fully vaccination even to travel in domestic. So just keep that in mind. Next is from Qantas. So Qantas Airways first flights between Brisbane and Launceston have taken off to help meet increasing demand for travel to Tasmania. The national carrier will operate 3 return services a week with Qantas Link as well until at least end of March 2022, offering more than 15,000 additional seats between these two cities. So other than that, Qantas got so many amazing offers of all other cities as well. And so many, seats have been increased. Fares are a little bit better than before. So really crazy demand in domestic. If you are planning your travel, definitely a good time to book. Next is from Virgin Australia. They have also announced the extension of their partnership with Virgin Western Australia government to offer 23,000 offers, discounted airfares between Perth to Broome and Kununurra. The tie-up will see 12,000 discounted fares released between, flights from Perth as well, starting around $249 one way, and that will start from March 22 till September 22 at least. And, if demand goes better and all, it might start before as well. But so far, that's the price they have set. And also, they're planning the fares around $199 fare as well from Perth and Broome. That will be also available very soon. And the direct services operates 3 times a week from 25th April 22, transporting around 200 people each month at least on these sectors. So insane. Virgin Australia also got so many amazing offers. All around Australia, a lot of discounted fares, definitely the best time to book. Next is from Virgin Australia. They have also announced the flights between Brisbane and Canberra will take off from 17th of December, 3 months later than it's originally planned in September launch. The airline will operate 5 return services per week, and fare going to start from $109. So earlier, guys, there were really very less options for Canberra. I know I have booked many people going via Sydney and in different, with different airlines and very, very expensive fare. But I think $109 is really nothing going from Brisbane to Canberra. And Jetstar also got so many amazing offers for other cities as well. So definitely domestic is bombarded with so many amazing offers at the moment. Next is from Rex. So Rex Airlines also announced that all its frontline staff going to on duty now going to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Company-wide, they got already 93% of all airlines employees have been already vaccinated with first dose, and rest are, going with the second one. And also, they starting the East Coast flying from 15th of November, with resumption of flights from Melbourne to Sydney and Canberra. And meanwhile, Melbourne-Adelaide flight will also commence from 26th of November, while flights from Gold Coast and Sydney going to start from 17th of December, which means, again, you have amazing offers all around the place. And not only that, guys, there are quite a few amazing and high-class hotels planning to open some different branches all around Australia, such as next one is Hilton. So Hilton has also announced and signing of Hilton Garden in Sydney, Kingswood, marking the entry of the Hilton Garden Inn to the city. They're going to have 140-room new build property in the city, whereas in 6 Hilton Garden Hotel flyby of Australasia. So once again, really exciting offers, excellent, offers all around Australia. And you all guys are really good to go. If your states are open, you can go state-wise, and whichever state is, they are pretty much all the states are planning to open. So New South Wales, Victoria, pretty much, open everything. Queensland pretty much going to open by the end of December, and there's many other states also planning to open maybe December and January after. So yeah, things are opening up. Really exciting news, Umesh.
And things are looking very good. They are all moving ahead. Holidays are coming, and, all these plannings are going on. So what about, one of the things that we have always been talking about, and a lot of people inquire about, are any updates for Australia to India flights?
So many news and amazing flights as well, guys. This week, now Qantas also started flights from Australia to India. Mainly they fly Delhi to Sydney. They flight starting around 6th of December, though these flights are really very, very demanding and fares are expensive as well. And they are generally just non-stop flight destinations. So if you're in Sydney, you are really the luckiest one, I would say. So from Melbourne, I'm going lucky to Sydney. And Air India also starting to 15th of November, non-stop flights. Delhi Sydney just around 12 hours flight, which you can take. Once again, there are very, very limited options on that, but really excellent options. Now, if you guys are in a different states and you want to connect, especially in India, then their flight departs from Sydney in the morning. That means if you're coming from other states, you have to stay overnight in Sydney in order to catch those non-stop flights from Sydney or this Air India concept. So these 2 flights are going, and Emirates and Qatar once again giving you the best possible options, connecting from all major cities in Australia to all major cities in India. In fact, giving you return options as well. So return option wise, just to give you a bit of idea before we go into city wise. So if you are planning to fly January or after, or coming back March or after, you might just have a return fare of $1,800. So remember, a few weeks back, we were talking about return flight around $10,000. So from $10,000, we have really come so far. So now $1,800 return fare you can have if you're planning to fly January after. If you guys still want to go for Christmas and go in November or after, then the one-way flight is at least $1,200 to $1,500, and return fare is around $2,500. That's average fare. But it's not like you're going to get stuck there. There are plenty of options going from Australia and coming from India as well. And other than that, we have Etihad and Sri Lankan Airlines also going on 13 days. In fact, in December, we have group tours of Singapore Airlines and Malaysian Airlines as well. So now you can imagine it's just not 2 airlines. Both still they are going well, but other than that, on different days, you have some selected airlines as well flying, and I think it's definitely going to be added more from December and after.
That is wonderful news. That's quite a good update from Australia to India. Well, let's right now take a look at the whole of the nation, and let's go city by city. So first up, let's take a look at what flight options do we have from Brisbane at this point in time.
Yeah, so from Brisbane, guys, once again, as I said, Emirates and Qatar making the best connections since there is no other direct flight options. You can still connect Air India and Qantas if you need to, but Emirates Qatar going to give you most convenient options. So Emirates flying every Monday, Wednesday, Saturdays, and Sundays. In fact, Fridays as well from Brisbane. So flight has been increased than before. So coming 5th of November, 7th, 8th, and 10th, and Qatar flights on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, which means 4th, 6th, 9th, and 11th.
So that's very good. There's quite a few options again there. Well, moving on, let's go to Sydney and look at what are the options from Sydney at this point in time.
Sydney, you are the luckiest one. So now I've changed my statement from Melbourne to Sydney. So Sydney, you are the luckiest one at the moment. So you have Air India flights non-stop 12 hours, Delhi City, Sydney Delhi, from 15th November onwards. You have the Qantas flights 6th November onwards non-stop, and Emirates and Qatar flights, you have at least 4 or 5 flights a week. So let's look at the Emirates and Qatar at the moment. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays, you have Emirates flights and Qatar flights Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, and Sundays, which means they are amazing flights at the moment.
And they are amazing flights. So, Sydney's become your lucky place now rather than Melbourne. Well, talking about Melbourne, what are the options from Melbourne at this point in time?
Melbourne, you have amazing options as well. So earlier, especially, if we talk about the return options from Australia, Melbourne, flight from Melbourne to India were going well. But in last 2 days, I can see that you can have return option back to Melbourne as well. So Qantas had a few seats, and even Emirates and Qatar got as well. So hopefully very soon, Air India will have an option to Melbourne, so non-stop 12 hours. But at the moment, Emirates and Qatar are the best option for you. So Wednesday, Thursday, Saturdays, and Sundays, you have flights of Emirates and Qatar flights Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays. But still plenty of flights from Melbourne as well.
So still plenty of flights happening there from Melbourne. It's not the lucky one. Now Sydney's become lucky, but still many flights are still happening from there. Well, what about Adelaide? So what are the flight options from Adelaide at this point in time?
So Adelaide, once again, Qatar and Emirates. So Qatar going non-stop with just one stop, basically not non-stop, but one stop option. It's definitely the best option for you. So you don't have to take out the luggage. But if you want to connect with Emirates, Air India, Qatar, and Malaysian and other special flights, you can do that as well. But once again, Qatar is the best option, which is on Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays. And if you want to fly with Emirates, we can connect you via Melbourne or Sydney on Wednesday, Thursday, pretty much any day of the week. You can be connected from Adelaide to India.
So Adelaide has got those flights. That's very good. Right now, moving on, what about Perth? So what are the options from Perth, Western Australia?
So Western Australia as well, the same thing. You have Emirates and Qatar direct flight non-stop going. Once again, you guys got the cheapest option all around Australia. If you find January after, you'll probably have just $900, $950 one-way flight, or $1,500-$1,600 fare as well. So your flight, if you go, Emirates or Qatar, you have Emirates on Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays, and Sundays, and Qatar flights Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, and Sundays. So at least 4 to 5 flights a week you have, and you can always connect with Qantas and Air India as well via Sydney if you want to.
That's very good connections there all the way from Perth as well. Well, right now, moving on, what are the updates of, India or India to Australia?
So amazing offers, guys. I am really happy to share with you all that, and so much happiness all around. After a long time, I think this is a really best gift for India on Diwali, that you guys have so many options, no really much boundaries. And this week also there are a lot of restriction lift off. So happily, parents are the immediate members, which we discussed last week as well, but they have already started getting exemptions. So I know hundreds of them already got exemption. For parents to come here. It's just coming in 2-3 days, which is great. So if your parents still got the visa, I would recommend you to really book them fast and bring them here. And there are plenty of flights as well. And also just to give you another amazing news, I know so many of you asking that, the people with the like the Covishield were coming, but not the Covaxin. So TG has approved that as well, because India got so many people with the Covaxin. So now you guys can come, which is fantastic news. Another question many people ask that, in India, the kids are, between 12 to 17 also not getting, the vaccination, what will happen to them and how would we leave our kids there and come here. So good news for you guys as well. So if you have a child who is unvaccinated or partially vaccinated between 12 to 17 years old, entering Australia, they can be exempted from international caps and they are eligible to come to Australia. Just they have to do a 7 days quarantine. So guys, another, the section is tick off, so you can bring your kids there as well. Flight-wise, you have Emirates options are there. There are many flights in November is still available, and then January. December is really quite crazy, coming from India to Australia as well. But you have same flights to those who are coming from Australia to India plus more. So you have Emirates, Qatar, Japan Airlines, NI Airlines. You have Qantas coming from December. You have Air India coming from November 15 onwards. Then we have a charters of Sri Lankan Airlines, which is really quite popular these days. And these charters are just coming with around 2 to 3 hours slots. The only thing, once again, remember, if you are coming with charters, those are non-changeable, non-refundable. Though they are really quite cheap as well. You can have even charter from India to Australia just with 16 to 19 hours total journey time. Around $1,500 as well. But the only drawback, you can't change or cancel them. And other commercial options as well, those who are starting around $1,800 onwards if you just take one way. That's why I recommend people, those who are going and coming back, it's best to take two-way options, return options, so you can get it cheaper. And once again, those who are students there, I know I keep getting lots of calls from students and temporary visa holders. Every now and then, you guys need to have a little bit more patience. I think in next couple of months, maybe this new year going to bring you guys here or at least give you a good news. And so far looks like by the end of January, we should have, students and temporary residents might come to Australia as well. So please get yourself vaccinated, be updated, and you guys must be here very soon. And students, please don't forget to register yourself with Indian High Commission. I was just talking to some of the officials and found not really many people have registered so far. So please do so. It's really, really important. So other than that, plenty of flights, and hopefully next week there'll be more flights from India to Australia.
So that is wonderful news, and I think one of the points that you've made there, that students do need to register with the Indian High Commission, and that website is on the screen. Well, what about international now? There's so much happening, and everyone's just getting itchy feet that, okay, where can we go? So what are the updates for international or internationally?
Really, so many amazing news, guys. And definitely, as Meiji said, you should have got an itchy feet already, and all good to plan. And we are especially using our New South Wales, it's already open, and other states are opening slowly. And the best news is just go on the Smart Traveler website, and they have removed. So Do Not Travel has been removed from there, which is really, I would say, the best news of the year so far. So DPAT has already removed that, and they said there's advisory for destination around the globe, not just for this one, especially for COVID-19. So at the moment, it's been removed for all 177 destinations based on the latest assessment of this. You can still visit the smarttraveler.com.au. But really amazing news that Do Not Travel has been removed from that. So that's fantastic news. Next is for the update from PGA. So like I mentioned in the India to Australia one as well, just to try to guide, because Covaxin is mainly used in India, but there are other parts of the world as well where people have got it. So I got another bit more information on that. So TJ confirmed that it would formally accept the use of Covaxin manufactured by India Bharat Biotech as well as China Sinopharm BBI BP ORB for the purpose of establishing a travel vaccination status. The recognition is valid for travelers aged 12 and over who have been vaccinated with Covaxin and those who have aged 18 to 60 vaccinated with BBI BP or B. Next is from Jetstar International. So guys, you will see all our domestic amazing carriers are making amazing connections and have done so many announcements for international as well. That's why Jetstar is here. So Jetstar International will have put so many their seats on sale as well. They have launched their first international sale in nearly 2 years with the 200,000 discounted rates across 25 routes for next year travel. The sale fare will be available from Australia to 12 international destinations at the moment, including Phuket, New Zealand, Japan, Singapore, Vietnam, Honolulu, while these all places are the part of it. Next from Qantas, they have also responded to the Queensland government's sluggish vaccination rate, which has been preventing quarantine-free travel. They are delaying key flights between from Brisbane, basically services to New Zealand. Los Angeles, Singapore will not commence at least till late Jan or early Feb, unless border opens before that. So according to the latest flight schedule changes, and they said until it reaches 90%, we probably in Queensland might not have direct flight or less options to the international flight. Next is from New Zealand. So no New Zealand for Christmas, unfortunately at the moment, but inbound has been cleared. So New Zealand Prime Minister has confirmed the two-way trans-Tasmanian bubble will not back up and running at least until early 2022. Meaning Australia and New Zealand will spend their second Christmas in here as well. So travelers entering New Zealand from Samoa, Tonga, and a little bit nearby, places, they can join the Christmas over there, but not Australia. So travelers entering, from other places, as I said, can join. But one-way quarantine-free travel to Australia from anywhere in New Zealand has been granted permission to commence already. So travelers to Australia from New Zealand will still need to present proof of negative PCR test within 3 days of the departure to Australia, as well as completing declaration of fully vaccination against COVID-19, consistent with fully vaccinated with TG approved recognition vaccine. So please keep that in mind as well. So it's already open from New Zealand to Australia, but hopefully very soon we'll be able to go to New Zealand as well. So it's still a good news that it will open from one side. Next is from Emirates. They will resume direct flights to Sydney in next couple of days, and with they're offering 50% extra capacity to meet pent-up demand. So flights to Melbourne will also operate at least 4 times weekly service from the same day, while capacity on flights to Sydney and Melbourne will return to 100% in next few days, allowing around 354 passengers across all the cabins to fly or to travel on their flights. And also they have recycled, they have also signed a contract for recycling. So the contract with UAE-based Falcon Aircraft Recycling on new recycling initiative, which will see its first retired A380 aircraft upcycled, reducing the environmental impact on the business and decreasing landfill waste as well. So that's, I would say, really amazing news. And I have seen, past few months that so many other airlines are planning on that, but Emirates really very, very impressive. Next is from Singapore Airlines. So Singapore Airlines is thinking to open as well, hopefully by the end of November. We'll see, they're thinking to put their inventories back on, and I know so many of you are really crazy and very happy with Singapore Airlines, but I think at this stage it's good to wait. As I mentioned before, there are some group flights available December onwards of Singapore Airlines. to go to Singapore and even to go to India as well. But at this stage, not fully came up with their schedules. So Singapore also got another news that has reacted swiftly to their new vaccinated travel lane. Arrangements for Australians traveling to Singapore, which already started from the 27th of October. So they're confirming the reopening of its airport lounges as well in Sydney and Melbourne from next Monday. And the soft opening will initially feature limited food and beverages offerings, the service ramping up as the demand increasing. Singapore is boosting capacities as well, plotting double daily Melbourne-Sydney flights and 17 weekly flights from Sydney to Singapore services. So that's why I say Sydney is really going lucky at the moment, because Sydney got really maximum options domestically and internationally as well. Next is from United Airlines. So they have also introduced an expansion of capacity between US and London, with services ramping around 22 per day within the next 6 months or so. So there'll be a lot more flights of United Airlines as well, especially if you guys thinking to fly to US and UK. Next is from British Airways. So they look set to return to Australian skies from late March 2022. And GDS can, like on our system, we can already see there are flights coming up. Though in my recommendation, I'm still asking people to hold up for a while for those airlines, who were not operating for a very long time, so that, we'll see how situation goes. But yeah, if we see our system, we can see there are plenty of flights available in March or after, which are ready to book, especially from Sydney route, Sydney to Singapore to London. So that route is really valuable. And if you guys got a frequent flyers with those guys, you can probably use those as well. So guys, once again, these are the limited news which I shared with you guys, and there are so many amazing news coming up next week as well. So please stay tuned, pack your bags. You guys are really good to go, and don't forget, you should get vaccinated if you have not done yet, because not only internationally, even domestically, you probably won't be able to go if you're not fully vaccinated domestically.
And of course, no better time to be vaccinated now, because the incentives are there now. All the borders are opening, the travel restrictions are lifting, so you can spread your wings as well. But you can't if you are not vaccinated. So there are lots of restrictions still. I mean, if you look at flying, or even in a lot of workplaces and other many venues, they will now be checking for the vaccination certificates. Many of the, so it's in your best interest and the interest of the community to get vaccinated. So that's wonderful. So that's tip number one. What other tips do you have for people traveling at this time, Tanvi?
So guys, as usual, I would say please check your latest rules and regulations whenever you're flying. Just missed one thing which I really want to go through with you guys. Those who are flying from Australia to India, as Mometi also mentioned, don't forget to have your fully vaccinated certificate with you. Just to let you know, from India, from 1st of November, they made little bit changes, which I want to tell you here. So if you're flying India to Australia, please go on a website which is www.cowin.gov.in. If you go on that website, there is an option where you have to download your certificate. Before that, it will ask you for a mobile number, Indian mobile number, where you'll be getting OTP on your phone. Then when you click on international travel certificate, you need to write a passport number and download it. So guys, when you are doing a vaccination in India, they generally give you a certificate with your Aadhaar number. But please remember, you cannot fly with that certificate, because the certificate, fully vaccination certificate you require for travel from India, should have your passport number. And that's why I have given you this particular website, which you can message me as well. I can send you a whole list how you have to do it. But make sure if you're flying from India to Australia now onwards, you must be fully vaccinated with the TGA approved vaccine, as well as go on this particular website and update your passport number and get the updated international travel certificate, because without passport number on it, they won't let you fly. So that's really important, and that's why I always say that you should be updated that what's happening around the world. Now, if you guys flying even domestically as well in Australia, India, don't forget to check in yourself, because sometimes they are there are little bit changes in time. And just to let you know, sometimes they are doing a random COVID test or random antigen tests and things as well. So always make sure you have at least 3 hours in between, not just rushy all the time, because you might miss your domestic flight if you don't have a sufficient time. And please, if you are taking any domestic flight in India, sometimes even airline changes the terminal as well. For example, SpiceJet, I have seen last week, they have changed the terminal a couple of times. So that's why we always give you minimum 3 hours in between, so you can go easily to your domestic terminal as well. But even though before you travel it says domestic, when you reach to the airport, make sure you check your flight first. As soon as you land, your responsibility should be to check your domestic flight, whether it's going from international or it's going from domestic, because that can be again another hassle for you guys. And don't forget to fill all the forms in laptop before you leave, because this last week also I had at least 5-6 passengers who were really literally trying the last minute on their phone. It was not happening. Then really literally we had to help them last minute because the airlines was not letting them check in. So guys, I always request you all, please make sure you fill up or do all your documentation from home at your laptop before you leave home, because these websites are not really that sophisticated that you can do on phone. They are designed to do actually on the laptop or your computer. So please fill those before you leave. Yeah, if there is any more questions you guys want us to add in this particular episode or next episode, we are happy to do that. There are really so many amazing offers all around, and as I always say, I have the checklist updated this week as well for you guys. If you're flying Australia to India, India to Australia, you need exemption from India to Australia, guys have to fly from Australia to India or India to Australia. They're all exemptions checklists are ready for you to use, which we can always send you. Doesn't matter what you have confidence or not, we are happy to share that with you and answer any of the questions you guys may have. Just remember guys, it's really going super crazy and very, very busy. So sometimes it can take a bit of time. So if your travel is within 3 days, please mention or just send us a message saying it's urgent. So we'll come back to you easily or fast as possible. But sometimes it can take a bit of time as well. Wherever required, please send us text message or email us so we can respond to you fast as possible. And once again, from Australia, we don't need exemption to fly to India. That's really excellent news. I know many of you stay confused, whether it's just from New South Wales or Victoria or anywhere in Australia. Luckily, it is from anywhere in Australia. You guys don't need exemption. You can see your family whenever you want to. So there is no problem with that as well. With that, happy Diwali once again. If you like this particular episode, please share with your family and friends. We have added lots of information, updated ones which they need if they are planning to fly. You can see our last 54 episodes as well on our social media channels on Australian Indian Radio, Brisbane Indian Times, 10tex Media, Aussie Travel. So they are widely available. You can see the sequence and how things are happening. You can click on the copy link and share it with your friends on WhatsApp. You can make the stories and please tag us as well. So myself and Macy would love for you guys to tag us on your, when we're sharing on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere, so we'll see how far it is going. And there's another advantage of that when you share your post on your timeline, and if your friends have any questions, if you tag us, I would know when your friend mention or ask any question and we can answer them over there as well. So with that, thank you very much for supporting us, for really that overwhelming response. Always pleasure to see you guys on weekly basis on every Thursday mornings. So enjoy your day. Happy Diwali. Stay safe. See you all soon. Thank you.
And once again, thank you very much. Very well summed up there, Tanvi. And of course, as Tanvi has mentioned, all the previous episodes are there. And yes, we do like it when you share or put some comments on there. It gives us that little bit more encouragement to keep doing this. And it is in community interest, as Tanvi has mentioned, regardless of whether you've booked through there or not. If you are seeking, information, please do reach out. Reach out and you will be attended to, you will be responded to. And please keep up to date with all the information that's happening. Keep up to date with all the rules and regulations which change from time to time as well. And once again, wishing everyone all the very best for the Deepavali. So may this Deepavali be, prosperous, and the coming new year, Nutan Vars, aap sabhi ke liye shubh ho.
Thank you very much. And happy Bhai Dooj as well. Sari
Yes.
behne wahan pe, don't leave your brother at all. So enjoy your week and we'll see you all guys again next week. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.